Hi, I'm Rosario Dawson, and you're at Shape.com. It's so funny, I always associate shape with health, obviously, but fun. I just think it's a great opportunity to show a side of myself that you don't normally get to do. I feel like most cover shoots, you're playing a character, and this one is just so light and fresh, and it's yourself, and just, it's all the things that are usually considered not sexy, which is actually really amazing because you're there in a bikini, but it's like, it's just exuberance and health, and it's just genuine. I stretch a lot. Just even if I get up in the morning and at the very least I don't just do that stretch in bed, I can feel it throughout the day. Like, it's just really important to just feel your body, and so I almost always make sure, and that you can do pretty much anywhere. You know, there's definitely a pressure that comes from the idea that people are actually watching you, and it's really funny. I'll see that on Twitter, and someone will say, you know, you're too skinny because I just saw you on if that was you that I just saw in Santa Monica, you're too skinny. And then I'll have the pressure of like doing a movie or a magazine, and they'll be like, I'll see that they actually made me look thinner, you know, and so it's like it's just sort of this weird sort of thing all the time about what your weight is, and like, it's not really about health. And I think that's the part that really freaks me out, because I remember when I was doing Rent and I was too thin, and I was doing that on purpose because I'm dying and I'm an HIV positive drug addict. And I remember having to eat raw food and like doing all this work to make sure I could stay thin, but also I could stay healthy, because I needed to sing and dance and do 16-hour days. So this idea that I was gonna like just not eat or something. I get hangry, I call that. When I don't eat, I get hangry. It's not a good look. And I remember everyone asking when I was doing press for the movie, like, what did you do to get so thin? You looked great. And I'm like, I looked emaciated. It's a form of violence in the way that we look at women and how we expect them to look and be for what's sake, not health, not, you know, survival, not enjoyment of life, but just so that you could look pretty. And that idea is really different, because when it comes to my family, they're always like, mira flaquita, like put some weight on. I'm constantly telling girls all the time, everything's airbrushed, everything's retouched, to the point of just, it's never even asked, and none of us look like that. My grandmother actually just passed away having a blood clot, and so I think about that a lot, and making sure your circulation's really good, and for me in particular, making sure I put my legs up, because when you're standing around a lot, traveling around a lot, it's really important. I definitely don't always do it on the plane. They always tell you to take that walk on the plane and do those stretches, but I do it quite a lot when I'm off. I've actually heard it from so many different people, including trainers, who have people who are religiously going to work out 6 days a week, 7 days a week, drink their water, don't smoke, don't drink, don't do any of those different things, but there's always this like layer of fat on their belly or something that never really goes away, and it's because they're not sleeping enough. I'm grateful actually to be on the cover of Shape and be able to show a more myself, my normal self, and it be done from a healthy standpoint. Like, there's nothing about this is about just like weight, and just, you know, you look at every other magazine and it's just to have abs or just to have this, and these ways that they talk about are so awful, and this is about just being healthy.